Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our election night special. Tonight, we are talking about what could be one of the most surprising and unpredictable elections in recent US history. Kamala Harris, the current vice president, is going head to head with former President Donald Trump. And the stakes have never been higher. But what shocks and surprises might we see tonight? Let's dive in and explore the key things to watch for. Kamala Harris, the current vice president, won the Democratic Party's nomination after Joe Biden ended his re-election bid. She is a former senator, California Attorney General, San Francisco prosecutor, and is bidding to make history as the first woman and the first woman of color to be elected president in America's 248-year history. Donald Trump, the Republican nominee, is making his third consecutive run for the White House. The businessman and reality star continues to repeat his false claim that Democrats stole the 2020 election from him. He is the first president to be impeached twice and convicted of a crime. Trump is also the oldest major party nominee in history, and this summer survived 2 assassination attempts. So, when will we know who won the election? If the polls are wrong and one candidate has a clear lead over the other, think Ronald Reagan's 49 state landslide victory in 1984, the result will be obvious within hours. But given the closeness of the elections in 2016 and 2020, a nail biter that runs through the night and possibly days beyond, prolonged court cases are also possible. Republican donors and conservative billionaires have given $140 million to 50 election integrity groups ready to do better. News organizations such as Associated Press, AP, often project a winner on election night based on an analysis of votes already counted, the number of outstanding votes, and the margin between the candidates. The AP says its accuracy rate for the past several general elections is above 99.9%. The losing candidate typically concedes in the early hours of the next morning, signaling that the contest is in fact over. Officially, however, there is still work to do. Local officials finish counting ballots in the days after the elections and send their results to state officials. They approve the results and send them to federal officials. Every state must name individuals known as electors by 11 December. They must meet in their respective state capitals to cast their votes for president and vice president on 17 December. On 6 January, the House and Senate will count and tally the electoral certificates in a joint session. The vice president served as the president of the Senate and formally presides over the receiving and counting of electoral ballots and cast and announce the results. In this case, Harris will proclaim her own victory or defeat. The election could be a big payday for lawyers. In 2000, when the Republican George Bush and the Democratic Gore were the candidates, polling day fell on 7 November, but the results were not called until 12 December. All eyes were on Florida, where votes were subject to an automatic recount because of Bush's Gosama thin margin of victory. The dispute went all the way to Supreme Court, where justice voted to terminate the recount, prompting Gore to concede. In 2020, the AP declared Joe Biden the winner 4 days after elections at 11:26 a.m. On Saturday, November, Trump had declared victory 3 days earlier, even as more than 1 million ballots remained uncounted and went to lose more than 60 legal challenges. Few would be against him mounting a similar effort this time. What happens after the race is decided? The president-elect forms a transition team to plan for the transfer of power. This works on setting up policy, prioritizes vetting candidates for key administrative positions, and coordinating with the outgoing administration. The preside-elect and key members of the team begin to receiving classified national security briefings to prepare for handling ongoing or emerging global threats. The 47th president will be inaugurated at 12 noon on 20 January at the U.S. Capitol. Big crowds will be expected to return next year after Biden scaled down pandemic vision. The outgoing president typically attends the inauguration as a symbol of peaceful transfer of power. Although Trump boycotted in 2020, the new president begins work immediately, often signing a series of executive orders to reserve or continue certain policies and holding meetings with their team. So what might happen? One, key battleground states. One of the most biggest elements of tomorrow's election is the battleground states. States like Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin are in the spotlight, with candidates have campaigned hard here, and the polls have been incredibly close. That makes the states absolutely critical. With Kamala Harris secure enough of the suburban vote, or will Trump appeal to rural voters once again? Swing states his way. Keep an eye on those early results coming in form of these battlegrounds. They'll set the tone for the night. Two, shifts in over demographics. Another major storyline is how demographics are shifting. Latino and African American voters, as well as young voters, could play a crucial role tonight. Kamala Harris is focused on mobilizing this group, while Trump is doubtably down on his messaging to energize his base and even make inroads with some traditional Democratic voters. We could see some unexpected swings in support within these key groups. New voting laws and turnout. Since the last presidential election, several states have introduced new voting laws. Some say these laws could impact especially among minority and low-income voters. On the flip side, voter enthusiasm is through the roof. With record early voting numbers, would these new laws affect the election's outcome? Would the turnout neutralize or potential impacts? So elections integrity and the potential delays. With a fearless divided political landscape, election integrity is a huge topic tonight. Both candidates have questioned the election process, and we could see delays or legal challenges in the results. Close. This could mean that tonight won't give us a final result, leading to days or even weeks uncertainty. Watch for signs of recounts or disputes in key states, especially if the margins are razor thin. The role of key issues. Then there are the major issues that have been driven voters this cycle: economic stability, healthcare, climate change, and gun policy have been huge talking points for both campaigns. For Harris, climate change and healthcare have been central themes, while Trump is focused heavily on the economy and national security. How these issues impact specific states could sway tonight's results in unpredictable ways. So as we wait for the first results to roll in, remember that tonight is about more than just numbers. It's about what direction America wants to go on in. And with Kamala Harris and Donald Trump presenting two very different visions for the country, this could be an election night to remember. So stay tuned, because we'll be here all night with real-time updates, analysis, and insights into every twist and turn. Let's watch history unfold together.